Saint Augustine, on the Most Holy Trinity, Book 9, Chapter 7. We conceive and beget the Word within from the things we have beheld in the eternal truth. The Word, whether of the creature or of the Creator, is conceived by love. We behold then, by the sight of the mind in that eternal truth from which all things temporal are made, the form according to which we are, and according to which we do anything by true and right reason, either in ourselves or in things corporeal. And we have the true knowledge of things thence conceived, as it were, as a word within us, and by speaking we beget it from within, nor by being born does it depart from us. And when we speak to others, we apply to the word remaining within us the ministry of the voice or of some bodily sign, that by some kind of sensible remembrance some similar thing may be wrought also in the mind of him that hears. Similar, I say, to that which does not depart from the mind of him that speaks. We do nothing, therefore, through the members of the body, in our words and actions, by which the behavior of men is either approved or blamed, which we do not anticipate by a word uttered within ourselves. For no one, willing, does anything which he has not first said in his heart. And this word is conceived by love, either of the creature or of the Creator, that is, either of changeable nature or of unchangeable truth. Chapter 8. In what desire and love differ. Conceived, therefore, either by desire or by love, not that the creature ought not to be loved, but if that love of the creature is referred to the Creator, then it will not be desire, but love. For it is desire when the creature is loved for itself, and then it does not help a man through making use of it, but corrupts him in the enjoying it. When therefore the creature is either equal to us or inferior, we must use the inferior in order to God, but we must enjoy the equal duly in God. For as thou oughtest to enjoy thyself, not in thyself, but in him who made thee, so also him whom thou lovest as thyself. Let us enjoy, therefore, both ourselves and our brethren in the Lord, and hence let us not dare to yield, as it were, to relax ourselves to ourselves in the direction downwards. Now a word is born, when being thought out it pleases us, either to the effect of sinning or to that of doing right. Therefore love, as it were a mean, conjoins our word and the mind from which it is conceived, and without any confusion binds itself as a third with them in an incorporeal embrace. Chapter 9. In the love of spiritual things, the word born is the same as the word conceived. It is otherwise in the love of carnal things. But the word conceived and the word born are the very same when the will finds rest in knowledge itself, as is the case in the love of spiritual things. For instance, he who knows righteousness perfectly and loves it perfectly is already righteous, even if no necessity exists of working according to it outwardly through the members of the body. But in the love of carnal and temporal things, as in the offspring of animals, the conception of the word is one thing, the bringing forth another. For here what is conceived by desiring is born by attaining, since it does not suffice to avarice to know and to love gold, except it also have it, nor to know and love to eat or to lie with anyone, unless also one does it, nor to know and love honors and power, unless they actually come to pass. Nay, all these things, even if obtained, do not suffice. Whosoever drinks of this water, he says, shall thirst again. John 4:13. And so also the psalmist, he hath conceived pain and brought forth iniquity. Psalm 7 verse 14. And he speaks of pain or labor as conceived when those things are with want, until it arrives at those things and as it were brings them forth. Whence in the Latin language we have the word parta, used elegantly for both reperta and comperta, which words sound as if derived from bringing forth. Partus. Since lust, when it hath conceived, brings forth sin, James 1:15, wherefore the Lord proclaims, Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, Matthew 11:28. And in another place, Woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, Matthew 19:19. And when therefore he referred all either right actions or sins to the bringing forth of the word by thy mouth, he says, Thou shalt be justified, and by thy mouth thou shalt be condemned. Matthew 12:37. Intending thereby not the visible mouth, but that which is within and invisible, of the thought and of the heart. Chapter 10. Whether only knowledge that is loved is the word of the mind. It is rightly asked then whether all knowledge is a word or only knowledge that is loved. For we also know the things which we hate, but what we do not like can't be said to be either conceived or brought forth by the mind. For not all things which in any way touch it are conceived by it, but some only reach the point of being known, but yet are not spoken as words, as for instance those of which we speak now. For those are called words in one way, which occupy spaces of time by their syllables, whether they are pronounced or only thought, and in another way, all that is known is called a word imprinted on the mind, as long as it can be brought forth from the memory and defined, even though we dislike the thing itself, and in another way still when we like that which is conceived in the mind. And that which the Apostle says must be taken according to this last kind of word. No man can say that Jesus is the Lord but by the Holy Ghost. 1 Corinthians 12:3. Since those also say this, but according to another meaning of the term word, of whom the Lord himself says, Not every one that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. Matthew 7:21. Nay, even in the case of things which we hate, when we rightly dislike and rightly censure them, we approve and like the censure bestowed upon them, and it becomes a word. Nor is it the knowledge of vices that displeases us, but the vices themselves. For I like to know and define what intemperance is, and this is its word. Just as there are known faults in art, and the knowledge of them is rightly approved, when a connoisseur discerns the species or the privation of excellence as to affirm and deny that it is or that it is not. Yet to be without excellence and to fall away into fault is worthy of condemnation. And to define intemperance and to say its word belongs to the art of morals, but to be intemperate belongs to that which that art censures. Just as to know and define what the solecism is belongs to the art of speaking, but to be guilty of one is a fault which the same art reprehends.